Let's paint colorful northern lights in soft pastel. Well, hello there viewers. I am going to be demonstrating the painting on Canson methine paper as usual, and it has two surfaces, which is a fine grain and honeycomb grain. So I'll be using the fine grain surface. The reference photo is from Pixabay, so I will leave the link to this photo in the description. And based on my judgment, the bottom part of the photo or painting is of 1/3 of the entire painting. So I've made a horizontal line so that I maintain the size of the sky and the land respectively. And here are the color palette for this painting tutorial, which I have arranged accordingly just for your visualization. Starting off from the top of the sky, moving towards the middle and towards the bottom of the painting, which is the land area. So I am going to kickstart painting the land area first, and right now the first color that I'm using is a golden brown, which is similar to yellow ochre. So after applying the color with the pastel, I am trying to use my silicone color shaper, which has a flat tip, because I would like to make a very flat line to maintain a flat ground look. But then in terms of blending, I felt it was best for me to just use my fingers to blend in the entire color. Since these are soft pastels, so it's very easy to smudge and blend them. Next is a light orange or tangerine. So I'm just layering that on top of the first color to give it a brighter look, followed by a light yellow and blending all that together. You can see they have somehow merged and combined to get into this creamy look. Quickly removing some of the pastel dust or particles before I move on to the next color. So the next color is a very dark shade of burnt umber. You can also use sapphire, since they come from the same or similar color group, which is dark brown shade. And if you notice from the reference photo, the bottom part or the land area has been covered mostly by this dark brown shade. So I'm trying to create the similar impression of these dark areas. And as I color, I also notice there are some landmarks, as in the bank or the edge of a river, lake, or even a lagoon, which is why I am drawing a cursive line over here. I can't tell much from the reference photo since it looks quite dark on the picture. So moving on, I am going to start painting the sky area, and I'm using the same light orange or tangerine that I used earlier on the ground, since this looks like a sunset that has the same color reflection on the ground, which is why earlier I used that color for the ground itself. And now I am using my color shaper just to define the shine of the sunset, followed by a darker yellow shade. Followed by the lighter yellow shade that I've used earlier. Just layering all these three colors, and I'm going to blend them in a while. Now you have to pay close attention and be extra careful when blending the light colors next to darker shade. As you can see here, I have accidentally stained some of those dark brown shade onto the sunset area. So you can quickly correct that, but just be extra careful. And I've layered in the light orange once again. And now for the colorful sky, I have kick-started with a deep red, even though it looked more pinkish, I have just layered in a little bit of that deep red and then followed by the magenta or pink. Time to blend the pink and deep red. And as I blend in, you will notice that deep red gives a nice hue, reddish or orange hue into that magenta color, which is why I decided to layer in that deep red. Moving on with violet or purple, since this is one of the most prominent color on this painting and also the reference photo, and I'm coloring that in onto most part of the painting. And on the left hand side I have decided to use a navy blue, as I notice it has a bluish hue on the left hand side. I have also decided to extend a little bit of the burnt umber or sepia onto the top right corner of the purple shade, because I notice it has more of the burgundy shade. Alright, time to blend in those colors, but I have kick-started with the purple layer first, because if you kick-start blending from the darker colors and then move to the lighter colors, as I said earlier, it would stain the lighter areas. And notice the burgundy color as a result of the violet and sepia mix. At this point of time, the purple looked too faded, so I'm going to layer in more of that purple or violet onto most of the areas, followed by a little bit of white onto areas where I notice has a washout effect. More white is needed at this point of time, but I'm focusing more onto the lower part of the sky or lower half of the sky where the yellow meets the pink or red. And I am drawing those white lines in a vertical way. You can notice that there are some washout effect in the form of vertical lines. So in order to achieve that effect, I am layering down those white in a vertical form, and I will drag them vertically as I blend those colors in. More layering with the white pastel, as I need to intensify the look of the northern light, as white is the one which gives that shimmer or shine on the pastel painting. Once again, I am back with the burnt umber or sepia, and this time I am drawing in some landmarks of hills that I could notice from the reference photo, just to intensify the look of this painting, even if you don't have to follow exactly what the reference photo has. But I thought a little bit of extra shapes or curves would add more character to this painting instead of just appearing as a flat field. And I'm using my silicone color shaper that has a narrow tip to help me with blending these small details. Finally, I have decided to use black, which is the darkest color on the entire color palette, to darken and mark some of the darkest area on the land surface or land area of the painting. A quick blending and entire surface has become darkened. Well, that's the magic of soft pastel, as they are very creamy in nature. More fine-tuned details using the same black shade. So moving forward, I am back with white to create more of that northern light feel. More violet on the top part of the sky, and this time I am making marks where I notice there are some cluster of clouds or galaxy pattern in the sky. I'm also doing the same thing with the navy as well as the sapphire, not forgetting the burgundy color effect that I am supposed to create. And I'm not blending those colors too much. I'm just tapping on them, trying to maintain their location as a cluster of clouds. Once again, white pastel to do its magic on softening those dark areas. Now I have extended a little bit of black onto the top part of the sky to darken the sky even more. Just giving that a light blend in, not too much, just to show the darkest part of the sky. Highlighting a light source or shine that I notice as per the reference photo. It could be a light or sun. Now we definitely need some stars shining in the sky, so instead of drawing them one by one, I am just going to scrape off the white pastel using the tip of my knife. I think it's the easiest way to achieve the stars effect. I've seen other artists doing it as well. Just be extra careful. As you can notice here, my pastel size has become too short, so I'm trying my best to be careful but the effect that you achieve by scraping off your soft pastel is amazing, and you get to nail it quite effectively and quickly, saving a lot of time. So once I'm happy with the dust of white pastel, I am just going to press it with a glassine paper. You can use a normal paper as well. Just pressing those dust or particles of pastel onto the painting. I'm going to gently take it off to see if it has pressed. However, there was still some dust stuck to the glassine paper, so you can still use your finger just to dab on them here and there. You don't want to blend them because otherwise the star effect would be gone then. So just lightly tap on them to ensure them stuck to the paper surface, otherwise you would be left with some loose particles on the painting. So time to peel off the masking tape and reveal the painting's border. So how do you like the look of this Northern Lights in soft pastel? Do you think I have done justice to the reference photo? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you find this entire video helpful and interesting, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also share with your friends. And do hit the bell icon to get the latest updates from my channel. See you again. Bye.